Welcome back, guys, to another episode of All Things Single Seater. I am here with Jordan. We are here for the Canadian Grand Prix review, Silverstone preview, Goodwood, and all the latest news that has come out in the last 2 weeks. There is lots to discuss. But first of all, Jordan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Off to Silverstone this weekend, so I cannot wait. I know I've been going on and on and on about it, but you got to go to Goodwood and I didn't, so it's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Goodwood though. How was it?
Um, Amazing. First time, so didn't really know what to expect. I knew I was going to see a lot of cars. Yeah, everyone was just. It's just an amazing atmosphere. Everyone's happy. Lots of different cars as well. From supercars, F1 cars, Formula E. Um, Bikes as well. So it was really good. The chance to meet Guan Yu Zhou. Got to throw that out there, You already know
Yes.
this, but um, yeah, he was really nice. And then I went and met the quadrant lot as well, who are really nice.
Nice. Is that like Arava and those guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I met Max. He signed my hat and got a
Nice.
picture.
Nice.
But yeah, stood and spoke to them lot. They had Krispy Kremes with them as well, because they've partnered up with them.
Nice.
So
Nice.
was just chatting about it all, and yeah, they're a really lovely bunch of people.
Yeah. No, that's nice. That's nice. Talking of partnering up, Luke Sade, still waiting for you to sponsor me. Every video I've had a bottle of one of your drinks in and you haven't sponsored me yet. Also, Arava, I've watched you since 2014, so if you want to collab with us, that'd be great. But no worries if not. Moving on from that, fantastic. But Canada, I thought it was alright actually. What about you?
There was definitely some surprises. It rained. I think it was good to have it back. Canada's always that one weekend where we don't know what's going to happen with the weather. So, going into the weekend, it looked like it was raining all 3 days, and then um, it changed things round, and it was only raining on one of the days. So yeah, it provided some entertainment. But the fight is very much still between Red Bull and Ferrari.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It was. I mentioned to you a bit before. Actually, it was nice to see signs pressuring Max. I didn't ever think he was going to get a move done though. But then people were saying, would Charles have been able to get past if it was Charles there, not Carlos? And I don't think he would have done either. I just think the Red Bull was a better car over the course of the weekend and had better straight line speed, which inevitably helped. But a good result from Sainz though. And a good comeback from Charles, I'd say. Very unlucky for Sergio, though.
Yeah, I think it was a weekend to forget for him. It just didn't seem to be going his way at all, really. Um, when it rains, it pours, literally.
Yeah.
It'll just be looking forward to Silverstone now, and we've got a busy month this month. I think we've got 4 races.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's a lot of work to do. They'll be wanting to go away full points as usual. You know what Red Bull are like.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlos, I really didn't expect it. We've said before on other like episodes that he's gone and done a few mistakes when it's like really mattered. That it was a bit like, is he gonna like
Bottle it.
be in like wall or something?
Yeah.
Um, he did put pressure on Max. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Definitely. I think he had one chance really where he was close enough and he messed up the hairpin. So yeah, but he'll get another chance. But yeah, for Sergio, obviously he made that mistake in quali. That was his bad, but he couldn't have really done anything about the car breaking down. But I guess Max has had two, and Ferrari have had DNFs as well. So it's gonna. I hope it's fairly even in terms of DNF throughout the course of the season. But yeah, a lot of work to do. I will say the unluckiest team of the season, I think, has to be Haas. What a quali!
I know. I know. Ah,
And then
just when you think there's a turning point.
it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad. I mean, unbelievable quality for both drivers. K-Mag, as we know, is great in the wet anyway. Mick, I think he's not out of the woods yet, but that was a
Yeah.
very, very strong weekend for him, I think. Just, he sounded so broken on the radio after his retirement. And where was he, P6 or P7 at the time? But solidly,
Yeah.
comfortably on the
Around that.
points.
Yeah.
K-Mag having contact with Lewis again on lap one. I've clocked that 3 races now this year where he's gone to go around the outside of him and it's not worked. Obviously, you can't. I think every single one of them has just been lap one, first lap carnage, sort of racing instant kind of thing. But it's still a bit shit for him.
Yeah. I think with Mick, like, he didn't really get a break, and you don't in F1. You don't get a break at all. You're always being watched, and every little detail he does, even to like the radio. Even though Mick isn't like that, but they do watch that. We've seen it with Yuki. Um, so yeah, he done an absolute amazing qualifying. It just doesn't go his way. It's
No.
just sad. I don't know how I feel about the whole lap one Magnussen and Hamilton situation.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's either driver's fault. Like, I think it is a racing incident, like you said, but it's happened 3 times this season.
Yeah, this is going to open a massive can of worms, probably. But I mean, lots of people do say, reading on Twitter and things like that, they do say that Lewis is sometimes a little bit arrogant when defending. He almost feels like people shouldn't be trying to go around the outside of him because he's Sir Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, there was one in Bahrain where K-Mag went to go around the outside. Lewis completely shut the door on him. I think that was naughty from Lewis, but nothing happened. Jobs are good and both got to the end of the race. Spain, I think, was just a coming together.
Yeah.
And Canada, it is an overtaking spot on lap 1. Round the outside of turn 3 can happen. We've seen it loads of times, and people that say you can't do it are plastic F1 fans, in my opinion, because we've seen it happen. Was he close enough to alongside to warrant it, or warrant like getting to the corner first? Probably not. So, that was just opportunistic. But I felt having to pit from it because his wing was damaged was just unlucky, really.
Thing is, he went for a gap.
Yeah.
Like, they say if you don't go for a gap, you're not a true racing driver.
Yeah.
Which I get. Like, he went for it. Like, some people absolutely send it and like they get the move done, whereas others they try and send it and it just doesn't work out. It's just one of those things where it is just first lap, a jump on who's in front of you.
Yeah.
That's one position, maybe 2 positions already up. We've seen other drivers do it. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things, but it'll be interesting to see if they come together anymore.
Speaking of disappointments, though, Latifi. So, I've got qualifying up right in front of me here, right? Granted, it was wet, fine. Latifi did a 1 minute 35.660. Fairly respectable time ish. Albon in Q1 did a 1:34.0. That is 1.6 seconds quicker than Latifi. You cannot be being outqualified by your teammate in the slowest car by 1.6 seconds. I want Piastri in that seat now, to be honest.
I don't want him in there.
Well,
Don't.
I think Piastri could get some points in that Williams,
Oh, to be honest, yeah, like give it to Piastri. He is like
Another
really
level.
good driver.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see what he could do in that Williams, but you know that Williams isn't consistently going to score points every race. Even with Piastri and Alex in the car, they still wouldn't score every race because of the car. It doesn't suit certain tracks.
No, you are right, but I think in terms of the prize money for the constructors, you got to look at it. If you've got one driver that can score points, that means you've got a car that with two right drivers can score points. So, like, it's a long shot, but Williams could not. They might not finish last this year if they bring more upgrades or whatever, or if they get a few decent results. So, I don't know. I think they need to make a bold decision and be like, no, we're sorry, Nicholas, but we're going to give Piastri the final 6 months of the season or the final half of the season. And for all you know, he could have a few good results and Williams could get 20, 30 points in the standings and be like 7th or 8th in the constructors. So you just don't know. I think it's a gamble worth taking.
Yeah. Well, at the Canadian Grand Prix, I got my pen,
Okay.
you know.
It's serious.
Otmar
Yes.
was asked, will Oscar be driving next year in F1? And he said yes.
No, I definitely think it's a risk worth taking at the moment because Latifi's nowhere, absolutely nowhere. On the other hand, the other Canadian, Stroll, he got a point, so like fair play. Didn't really set the world alight, but it came for him. He seems to always do well at Canada though, so that was nice of him. I still don't think he's amazing, but can't fault him, I guess, for that. I think in terms of Aston Martin though, Vettel was looking amazing in practice.
It just all went wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying that a lot. It's just all going wrong for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say apart from Red Bull, but that's still going wrong.
Yeah. George.
Apart from Mercedes, there we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Lewis podium.
Yes.
I wasn't far off. I was actually quite far off in my predictions, but I did say Lewis was going to do well. And what did he do?
Oh, no, we both said Lewis was going to do well.
We did, yes, we did. So we got that bit right. Everything else on the predictions, I think I got wrong.
Well, wasn't our fault that Charles Leclerc decided to take a penalty.
Yes. Or that Perez decided to crash. Should have seen that coming. Fernando, though, P2 in quali. The race was a disaster, but P2 in quali. Unbelievable.
I just don't know what to think. Fernando Alonso still got it. That's clear to everyone. He had it last year. He's still got it this year. He's probably still going to have it next year as well. But the points where it matters. It doesn't really matter where you qualify, unless it's like Monaco.
Yeah.
But a track where you can overtake, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And it just went horribly wrong. And then he done his move.
On Bottas, yeah.
Took more points away from him and gave them to Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like he's done a few dodgy moves.
Yeah.
We spoke about it last time about him being slow and stuff like that. And if he keeps doing that, then they will pick up on it and they will penalise him even more. But
I don't know. I think he's just being a bit too hard at the moment when he's racing, and it cost the team points. He had a good opening stint in the race, but I don't know why they didn't pit. They took so long to pit him. It just didn't work. It was a bad call. But fair enough. They still got points. Great qualifying. So, you know, that's good from that side. George in quali. Slicks. That was a gamble.
it was a gamble, but it didn't pay off.
No.
That was his call, though.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
It's worked before. It worked last year. We saw that, and we saw what George can do in the wet last year. It's just a little bit in my head where I'm just like, if he didn't do that, he could have been
A lot higher up.
second row, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he made it count. He finished fourth, another third and fourth in a row.
Yeah, always top
Merc.
five. Always top five
Yep.
for G Russ, which is
Five
great.
again.
Um,
Um, but his this could be his first home Grand Prix where he scores points.
could be actually. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, because he got so close last year, didn't he? He qualified in
Yeah.
the top 10. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and
Um,
then he had his in the sprint he got penalised for
mm,
spinning round Perez, wasn't it?
yeah.
And then he got a penalty, which pushed him further down for the
Yeah.
race. He
So
would have scored points then if that didn't happen.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how Mercedes are going to do. I think Porpoisin's going to be an issue for them. Lewis has already said he's quite worried about it. But I hope they do well, just because two British drivers at Silverstone. You know,
We haven't spoke about the other Brit yet.
yeah. What's your opinion of Lando
Um,
recently?
I don't know. I'm a bit like I feel like he's lost like a little bit of the fire he had last year.
Yeah,
Like the first half of the season was absolutely mad for him. Like he was unstoppable, and then obviously he had his crash in Spa, and then Monza was obviously brilliant, and then he got pole in Sochi, and then it went downhill for him. Um, so I don't know. I think it's a car. Like he's had a few problems with it. Whether that be power unit. He had a problem in qualifying, didn't he? So he
yeah,
couldn't. I think if he didn't have that problem in qualifying, then he would have been up higher. Daniel got in top 10 for qualifying, so there's no reason why Lando shouldn't if his power unit was fine. Um, but I don't know, I just feel like he's lost a little bit of that
yeah.
up and go type attitude. But I feel like it's might be coming back for this week. He
I'd like to
seems
think so.
very happy to be racing at home.
Yeah, I would like to think so. I just yeah. Again, I've seen a few things on Twitter, but like quite negative about Lando. Some people saying
It's,
that he's a bit of a crybaby, and he almost expects the team to move Daniel out the way for him. Um,
well, the thing is, Lando came in to McLaren at the kind of like perfect time.
yeah,
He They were scoring points in his first year, and then 2020 he got his first podium. They were third, fourth best car sometimes, and then 2021 he was just unbelievable. I can't remember how many podiums in
it's quite a few.
how many races. And then now I think this is his first season with a bad car.
Yeah, it's gonna test
Um,
him. It's gonna test him.
they've gone proper downhill. Um,
Yeah, I think the field is just so close. Like
yeah,
you could
you can
pick,
notice the difference.
yeah, like at any of the next four tracks, you could have McLaren, Haas, AlphaTauri, Alpine, and Aston Martin within the top eight, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that's ignoring the top three teams. So, like, it's just so close at the moment. Like, think of Baku, we had AlphaTauri right up there. That isn't always the case every week for them. We've been questioning them a lot this year, saying that, like, their pace isn't as consistent as it was before. I think it's a lot of the teams that understand in the new cars as well, and like
Yeah,
channeling it in.
obviously you've got to give it to them. Like this is a brand new car.
Yeah,
Um, so there's sometimes we might criticize them and stuff, but it's kind of needed, like constructive criticism. Obviously, they're not going to listen to this, well, you never know. But
please do.
um, we wouldn't be F1 fans if we didn't criticize their teams for doing badly or if they're gone on a little bit of a downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. That makes sense. Have we covered all the teams? I think we have.
Alfa Romeo.
Oh, yeah, of course. I felt really sorry for Joe. for Zhou Guanyu. He should have
My
been
new
in
best
front
friend.
of. Yeah, your new best friend. Can I have a signed cat, please, too? But I think he should have been ahead of Bottas. I think he got a bit unlucky. He showed very good pace all weekend, so I don't think Bottas was the quicker Alfa Romeo driver, but they seem very unite, those two as a pair. They seem to get on really well. So I think Bottas is probably going to probably has taken him kind of like under his wing sort of thing, and is probably mentoring him and helping him. So yeah, really strong partnership and really good result yet again.
Yeah, I think obviously in for Guanyu Zhou that he didn't get further up. Because he could have. There was a little bit of a moment in the race where he was like, I have no pace or
He could, yeah, he
something
had no
like
straight line speed.
that. Which I get, he's frustrated, he wants to do well, he knows he's got a good car that weekend. But things went his way with Alonso getting the penalty. It benefited the whole team, not just Bottas. So he got a few extra points. I've got to say, Bottas and Zhou are probably one of the best pairings on the grid right now.
Mm.
They're so like well knit, like they get along well. They always congratulate each other. Even if like Guan Yu Zhou's had a really bad weekend, he's like, oh, great, great day for Bottas. Or the other way around. So yeah, I think it's really nice. Makes you think, are we going to see it next year,
Yeah.
or will Bottas have a new teammate?
No, I don't think he will. Did you see the F1 release of the drivers evaluating their performance in the game, like their stats in the game?
I saw a few of them. Yeah.
At the end of the Alfa Romeo one, Bottas turned around and said, "Don't worry, mate, you'll be better next year." So I don't know if that means he's definitely signed, but I think he probably is for another season. But based by how he's done so far, I'd say it's warranted. They're probably not going to announce it yet. See how he does for like the next third or whatever. But I'd say he deserves it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to what he can do this weekend. I've got to say, like, I am like looking at his name more now.
Right, Silverstone, are you ready?
Never.
Me neither. What are we thinking? Have you got your predictions as well?
I have,
Wait,
yes.
is it a sprint? It's not a sprint quali, is it? No,
No,
it's not.
no.
Cool, standard. Give me your top 5 for quali.
Right. Leclerc.
Yep.
Verstappen. Sainz. Perez. Hamilton.
Okay. I don't know who to go 5th.
I feel like you're like you wanted to judge me for that, but then you thought about it and was like, she's probably done it right there.
Yeah, every little part of me. Every week I try and take the mick out of you for your predictions, but that one could come in. I don't know who to go for P5. I think it is going to be. It's either going to be the opposite of what you said, so Max, Charles, Sergio, Carlos.
I thought you was gonna say Hamilton, Perez, Sainz.
No.
Yeah.
In terms of the top 4, I'm going to go Max, Charles, Sergio, Carlos for quali, and then 5th.
Okay.
I'm going to go George. Yeah,
Okay.
George is my 5th for quali.
Georgie Porgy.
Yes, I think he's going to do well.
Consistent.
Yeah, and then race. Have you predicted a much different result? Oh god, okay. Let me hear.
So I've done Verstappen to win.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be like, I don't know, just a beast. He wants to make right what went wrong last year.
Yeah.
Leclerc second. Hamilton third. Russell fourth. Alonso fifth.
Okay. That could come in. That could come in. I'm going Max, Sergio, Charles, signs Lewis?
I think George is going to be out of the top 5.
I do. Keeping it in the Red Bull family, Gasly
Yes.
extended for 2023.
Yes.
Happy.
We knew this was coming.
Yeah.
He's still contracted with Red Bull until end of next year. So it would have been a bit stupid to let him go, like,
Yeah.
whilst they're still in contract. Yeah, he's done a lot with the team, made some memories. We'll be wanting to make some more next year. Yeah. There's not really much else to say about it, I don't think.
No, I kind of, I'm happy. It would be
Yeah.
really disappointing if he wasn't on the grid. Deserves to be there. Topic of discussion on Gasly though. A few of my racing buddies think he would be an excellent number 2 to G-Russ when Lewis decides to hang up his gloves, or his helmet.
See, this went around rumour mill
Yeah.
quite a bit.
You mentioned it quite start of the season, actually. I think you mentioned
Yeah.
it, and I do agree with that. Actually, I think.
Or
Could be a good move.
there's McLaren with Lando. I feel like with that it will be quite. I don't know the word. I feel like it will be back to like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. I feel like it will be the kind of duo. Whereas George is permanent Mercedes, whereas Gasly is like, haha, you used to be Red Bull, now you're Merc, your second seat.
Yeah.
It's a good second seat. So, yeah, I think if anything, he'd go to Mercedes, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I think he would. I don't think he goes to McLaren, and I think there's too many. I don't know the word. They want an American driver. Well,
Yeah.
Do they? They kind of do, don't they? They've got Herta and Pato to their academy or to their team. They're gonna be looking at them before Pierre, I'd say. Whether that's by choice or whether that's by sponsors, I think they're gonna go that route if they have to. Thank you for watching, guys, as always. Our predictions will be up on Instagram. I will be putting some videos of me at Silverstone on the Instagram story over the weekend. And yeah, if you like the episode, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.